Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. So I guess it's a pattern at this point, it's a repeated behavior, it's just who Kamala Harris is. She can't help but make things worse for herself. It's the same thing happening over and over. Kamala Harris once again makes a public appearance, and it ends up in complete blunder, embarrassment, another huge mistake, to add to the, at this point, extremely long list of mistakes. Another Kamala blunder, if you will. You know, really, Kamala has one job, and that's to come off as likable, as caring, compassionate. Shouldn't be too hard considering I thought Democrats had a monopoly on all of those traits. But she just can't get the job done. She continues to be unlikable, arrogant, condescending, and frankly at this point just downright bigoted. And I mean, oh, the irony, after lecturing Donald Trump about insulting people seemingly every single day, what does Kamala Harris do? Well, she goes out there and insults an entire group of people and makes it clear that the Democrat Party does not want them and does not represent them. And which group are we talking about here? We're talking about Christians, you know, the biggest religious population of America. No biggie, right? No big deal. This might be the biggest screw-up of Kamala Harris's political career. What a political miscalculation. Let's have a conversation about this. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, now this is bad. Take a look at this clip.
With the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
Now, I'm not sure if you were able to hear it, if you were able to notice it. The audio is a little bit scuffed. Or actually, as I'm saying this, I've found another clip that makes it quite clear, so let's go ahead and play that one.
We remember Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
You can see from the crowd, that's exactly what was said, Christ is King, Jesus is Lord, and Kamala Harris's genius response was, oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. This place ain't for you. That is a huge blunder. You know, what Kamala Harris was probably thinking was, oh, these are Trump supporters, try to heckle me during my speech, they're at the wrong rally. It may have just been a reaction to the heckling, and maybe she didn't intend to come off as bigoted, but in the end, it doesn't even matter, because the damage has been done. Politics is all about optics, and once again, Kamala Harris proves that, frankly, she's just not good at this. Even if she didn't have malice in her heart, it came off so condescending, and most importantly, very exclusionary. Kind of ironic, isn't it? We're so inclusive. We're inclusive of all people. We're so tolerant and inclusive. Yeah, apparently not. I guess we finally hear the quiet part out loud. People who have religious views and who disagree with the Democrats on abortion, well, you're not welcome. There it is. Kamala Harris just said it. You're at the wrong rally. Go to the Trump rally. To be honest, pretty based. I agree. You probably should, because clearly these people do not represent you and have no interest in representing the Christian religious view. And again, they expose themselves. Joe Biden always loves to present himself as a Catholic. They love the Catholic vote now, don't they? In election season, that is. They love to use the religious card a whole lot. They love asking people, are you religious? Then when you respond, yes, I am, I'm Christian, I'm a Catholic, they hit you with their trap card, haha, I've got you. Well, if you're religious and you believe in the Christian moral code, then how could you possibly support Donald Trump? You know, they love saying stuff like that. I've seen that rhetorical nonsense trap card be played a million different times. They love piggybacking off of religion in an effort to pander to religious folk. They love claiming, oh, Donald Trump is just a swindler. He's selling Bibles. He's a real bad guy. He's the opposite of what the Holy Book represents. How could you support him? When in reality, Donald Trump's a sinner like anybody else. We're all sinners. No one's perfect. But anyways, I digress a little bit. The point is, they love using religion in an effort to gain votes, but this is what they actually believe. This is who they actually are. They don't actually believe in any religious values. It's just a game to them. It's just pandering politics and demographics. And so when they see somebody who stands up for their Christian moral values, what do they say? Get out of here. Go to the Trump rally across the street, you right-wing Christo-fascist. It's unbelievable, and it's yet again one of those situations of the Democrats wanting their cake and eating it too. We hate men. Men are the source of all problems, especially those white men. That's what Democrats always say, right? It's pure bigotry and anti-masculinity. They want to destroy masculinity, but then they want the male vote. They're secular liberals, frankly atheists, who don't want anything to do with religious values and religious power structures and systems, but then of course they want your vote. Kamala Harris finally exposed the truth. The Democrats, they're not the party for religious folk. They're the party for secular atheist folk who don't really believe in anything, who don't believe in traditional families, don't believe in personal accountability and responsibility. It's just personal pleasure, hedonism, do whatever you want, and it's always somebody else's fault. You know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and aborting babies. And if you disagree with it, you're not welcome. That's basically what I'm hearing. And you know what? I think a lot of people are waking up. I think a lot of people are having that eye-opening moment. You know, you've probably heard this piece of rhetoric 1,000 times before. It was one of the core ideas and components of the Blexit movement that Candace Owens and others started, and the statement went something along the lines of, you know, Democrats don't share your values. This rhetoric was targeted specifically towards Hispanic and Black voters, who happen to be two highly religious demographics. The point was, go through your value system and then compare and contrast it with where the Democrats stand on the issues, and you'll realize that you probably fall a lot closer in line with Republicans than you do with Democrats. I've heard that argument 1,000 times, I'm sure you have as well, and I think it's true, and I think a lot of people are starting to realize that. A lot of people are waking up, especially within the Black and Hispanic community. Democrats don't represent them and don't represent their values of family, personal responsibility, their ethical codes. You know, let's just call it Judeo-Christian values. It's true. And like I said earlier, I think a lot of people are waking up, they're realizing it.
I want you to look at this poll. This is with Catholics. So Harris has 47 to 52 with Trump. But here's another interesting poll. They're among all Catholics, but white Catholics, 61% for Trump, only 34 with Hispanic Catholics. That's an interesting number, especially as you're seeing Hispanics, men in particular, moving towards Donald Trump.
You know, Kamala Harris has made a massive gamble here, Rachel. You know, she has calculated that she can build a new political coalition that excludes people of faith, including Catholics. And as you know, the Democratic Party has been the home of the majority of Catholic voters for decades. And yet what we've seen is on issue after issue over the last several decades, a systematic leaving behind of Catholics, to the point where Kamala Harris is essentially now saying, I no longer need you, and get out of my way.
You know, it seems as though there's a considerable shift because people are waking up and realizing that the Democrats don't really stand for much good. You know, like I said earlier, they claim to have a monopoly on ethics, on moral good, but it's nonsense. In reality and practice, it's not real. It's just virtue signaling and grandstanding. And this right here, I mean, this Kamala moment might be the icing on the cake. And just to add more insult to injury, it comes right after Gretchen Whitmer's very clear mocking of religion. Gretchen Whitmer, of course, apologized for that clip, but the damage is done. And again, you know, they've exposed themselves. They could apologize all they want, but the initial action tells you all that you need to know. They're phony, they're fake, and frankly, they're bigots. And it seems as though a lot of people are finally waking up to that clear fact. Kamala Harris has one job: be likable. Win people over. And this is her execution of that task. Absolute monumental failure, train wreck, just huge blunder, huge mistake after huge mistake. This might be one of the worst presidential candidates in American history, period. I mean, at this point, she's giving Hillary Clinton a run for her money. This might be Kamala Harris's basket of deplorables moment. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, friends, and I'll see you on the next one.